Good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. We're going to go ahead and do an overview on Illuvium. Yes, this is the game that's out there doing a huge airdrop right now, and a lot of people are familiar with it, but I know there's a lot of people that are not familiar with it. So I wanted to go ahead and do an overview video. And the reason I'm describing this as an overview video instead of a gameplay review video is because if you're not familiar with Illuvium, it's actually split into multiple parts. When you hear everybody keeps talking about Illuvium, you think it's just one game, one type of process as you're going through a gameplay version. That's not true. There's actually 3 different games. Technically, there's 4 different parts, which we'll talk through here in a second. We'll kind of give you an initial description. But then I'm going to go ahead and do some follow-up videos where I actually dive deep into those videos and do gameplay reviews on each of those parts of the game. So we'll talk about the different types of games. We'll give you high level on each one of them in this video and kind of give you my overall feedback. But it's important, especially if you are hearing about this airdrop that's going on. It's going to last most of the year just for playing the game and you want to get into it. It's important that you know the different parts and how they kind of connect together. So I want to do that overview and then we'll dive in and show you the gameplay and actually show you the different parts of it. But before we jump into the video, please take a quick look at this disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Please make sure you do your own research before you jump into any project. Don't take my word for it. Just make sure it's right for your situation. As with every project review, I want to go ahead and give you some background of it, just give you some information as you're going into this. I'll have a link in the description to both the Illuvium website and also their Discord down in the description, so you can go ahead and check that out. Or if you don't want to click on description links, you can go ahead and go to illuvium.io, and that'll take you over to their website. They are on the Immutable Blockchain. Technically, Illuvium is like I mentioned, it's a combination of different things. It's an RPG, it's an arena PvP battle style. There's even a city builder that's included in it. So we'll go ahead and talk through those in each part of that. So it's a wide range, and really Illuvium itself is more of an ecosystem or a studio of games, but usually it just kind of gets referred to as Illuvium, which again gets some people confused. It's just one type of game. It is not mobile friendly, so understand that you're going to be going ahead and downloading a client off of Epic for each of the parts to it. You can go ahead and get links through the website that I mentioned before. It technically launched last year, as far as we're technically still in a beta version, pre-release you could call it, however you want to do it. It's not officially launched yet, so there's still quite a bit of development that's going along with it. It is free to play. It is free to play, but there are paid NFTs. For example, as I mentioned, the city builder, there's a free to play version of it, but you can also go out there and buy land, which gives you a lot more benefits to it. PvP, yes, it is PvP, but it's only one part of it is PvP, and we'll dive into that here in a second. So as I mentioned, there are technically 4 parts to the game. So let me just talk about this, and then we'll actually show you some gameplay from 3 parts of that. Just a quick video that I put together for each of those. First of all, the first one that you see quite a bit of the time, where it's the person running around gathering the different characters, that is Illuvium Overworld. That's the RPG version of the game itself. Free to play. You can go ahead and test it out. Just download the client and go ahead and check it out. Illuvium Arena is the one that's actually becoming quite a bit more popular because everybody loves a good arena PvP style game. Basically, the alluvials that you go ahead and gather in Overworld, you can go ahead and use in the arena and battle against other people. There's a lot of strategy that goes along with it. Placement, leveling, you can go ahead and upgrade them. There's just a different process with it. So it's essentially, the arena is a PvP battle arena with your alluvials. Then there is Illuvium 0. This is the city builder. This is where you go ahead and either use the free-to-play land, which is very limited as far as the resources for it, or you go out and you get a land NFT from the marketplace to allow you to go ahead and dive into a little bit more. And then last but not least, there is the Illuvium Beyond. This is kind of I'll actually jump over. This isn't necessarily a game itself. It's kind of you can personalize the album and do different things with the avatars. So it's a small, very, very small piece to the overall ecosystem. Let's go ahead and jump over to the website quick. This gives you just a brief overview. I won't stay on this too long. But if you go up here to the top section, you can see the different things. You can see a brief clip of it. I'm going to dive into these a little bit more as far as the arena, overworld, and 0 go. But you can check it out. And Marketplace is where you can go out and grab the different things. Mostly the thing you're gonna would want to grab, and again, do what's best for your situation, is the land for the zero, but understand that it is pretty pricey. Especially if you go the higher tiers you get, they get very pricey, but they also have a lot more resources available to them. You can go ahead and scroll down here and just get some clips of the different areas, and clicking on and get some background on that. Like I said, it is a client, so you can go ahead and download the client through Epic, and then go ahead and start working through, and you can kind of see the art style. The art style is pretty neat as far as these alluvials go, and you can go ahead through and collect them all as you're working through. Let's go ahead and dive into each of the different areas. First, starting off with the overworld. The overworld is essentially the RPG side of it, and you're seeing it on the screen here. Basically, there's different parts of the land that you can go to. Each different part of the land is going to have different types of alluvials. You're going to fly around, and you're going to go ahead and try and find the different resources and different, I guess they're like little portals, I guess you could call them, which will allow you to jump in there and try and get alluvials. Like I said, I'm going to go through a full video on this. I'm just kind of skimming through it. A big part of what you're going to do is you're going to just try and find the different regions and the different resources, because you're going to need the resources to get the items that you can go ahead and capture them with. You fly around, you kind of portal into it, and you do it's kind of a PvE style battle in order to get the alluvials. If you're able to beat them and get them down to a certain health point, then you can use these little devices to go ahead and capture them, and then you'll go ahead and have them for your own use in the arena. So that's a very high level. If you like the collecting RPG style third-person video games, this is something that you want to check out, and they all connect very well. Like I said, you collect the alluvials in overworld, take those to the arena, use them, and then we'll talk about Zero here in a second, how that connects to everything. Switching over to arena, this is where you start battling other people. It's a straightforward PvP style, but there's a lot of strategy that goes along with it, because some alluvials do better against other alluvials. Some people are going to have higher ranked alluvials than you, and it just becomes a challenge. And you have different equipment that you can go ahead and put in there and use as a battle. So there's definitely a strategy to it. It definitely comes with experience as far as the different styles go. This is probably the one I do the least well with. We'll just say that, because I haven't dove into the strategy completely yet. But there's a lot of strategy that goes with it. You can see by the battle that's going on here. I think I end up losing this one, but I'm able to it is fun, especially if you like PvP arena style games. So that connects well. As I mentioned, you get the alluvials through overworld, and they connect here. The last piece of the puzzle is going to be Zero. This is the city builder as far as it goes. It's a lot different than the rest. The art style is very similar, but as far as the gameplay it goes, it's a lot different than the rest of the environment. And to be honest with you, right now it's not super connected with the rest of the environment. But I think it's going to have some massive improvements over the next year or so. You basically start out with this just patch of land, and then you're going to go ahead through the process of trying to build it up. There's certain strategies that go along with it, which I'll talk about in the follow-up video that I do. And then once you get it up to a certain level, you can go ahead and start searching for alluvials and blueprints. Once you get the blueprints, this is where you can start generating NFTs. Not at this point, though. Essentially, you want to go ahead and save these blueprints, and down the road, they're going to open up the NFTs again, and each land is able to go ahead and print off or generate NFTs for these blueprints that can be used as skins in the rest of the game itself, but that's not available right now. In addition, I've heard that the resources that you generate from these lands will eventually incorporate into the regular game, also giving you some sort of passive style way to earn those materials that you go around and you gather in the overworld. So down the road, there's going to be a connection between this and the rest. Right now, it's not quite there. But as far as just the game itself, you can't, if you're looking to really get into Illuvium and really commit to the game, again, it's your personal opinion, it's personal It depends on your personal situation, but if you're really looking to dive in, you kind of want to balance the three parts out. You may want to focus a little bit more on the overland side and the arena side to get that together, but you want to check in on the zero side also, just so you can build that up. So it's ready with the blueprints, it's ready with the resources whenever that becomes available. So those are the different parts of Illuvium. As I mentioned, I'm going to do some other videos that kind of dive deeper into the game itself, show you more of the gameplay, show you more of the strategy in each of the different pieces of the different parts of Illuvium and different parts of their sections. So keep an eye out for that. If you have any questions on Illuvium itself, feel free to go ahead and reach out in the comments down below, or go over to my Discord if you want to go ahead that route. Keep an eye out for the additional videos. Let me know if you're playing Illuvium. How are you doing with the airdrop, the event that's going on? The reason I didn't put a lot of the details of the airdrop is I don't know when you're going to be watching this video, so I don't want to put too much outdated information, because I kind of want this to be a video that you can watch at any time and get an overview of Illuvium itself. But if you're going ahead and fighting for the airdrop, go ahead and let me know how it's going. I hope you all have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.